Hello, good day to me, Andy here, and Training the Right Way. Houston, we have a problem. The DJI Studio has suddenly decided to play up. And as you know, I've been making videos about the Studio since it first came out. And on my computer, it's a Ryzen 7 32 gigabyte with a GTX 1080, and I've had very little problem with it. Obviously I need to use proxy, otherwise it does slow down slightly, but apart from that, the Studio allows me to edit videos, and of course I've had it a few months now and it's been fine, except today. Yeah, so we'll have a look at the what happens. So we will load the Studio and you'll see the message come up. Boom, there we go. And also there's a new version now, it's 1050. So they probably fixed it, maybe. So I don't know. However, there is another issue that I have been having with updates. So let's see over here if they fix that. Now what happens is if you install it, and let's see if it does it. So it downloads the file and then it will give you a flash screen. We're going to go. There we go. There we go. So we've had the flash screen. Now it's still in Chinese. I don't know why they haven't changed that yet. I would say yes. Oh, it's working. Now what it was doing before was getting to 50% and just hanging there. So clearly they fixed that issue with the installer. So it is installing now. Whether they fixed this other issue, I don't know. But we are on the latest version. So I've had to basically try and do it manually, or trying to get a way around it, like going into the actual Studio and selecting check for updates. However, it seems to have done it. So let's see what happens now when we load the Studio. Have they fixed it? Is it going to come up with the message again? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the issue. The problem is it's detected that the graphics card is unstable and it will cause frequent crashes. Please update the graphics card driver according to the following methods. Now, I spent a couple of hours updating the NVIDIA app, which allows you to update the drivers automatically, which I did. And I have the latest video driver update, which was dated November the 4th. So clearly there's something going on with this. Now if you go to the update, so here we are on the other screen, now you'll see that here it goes through the various steps. Now unfortunately there's no mention of GTX. It's an RTX, which is the latest version of the GeForce bridge, and my computer doesn't have RTX, but there is a way around it because it's for the non-RTX 50 version. Does not contain our RTX 50. It contains obviously GTX 50. Now I did this yesterday and I believe that I am on this version already, but when I clicked this download button, it didn't work. It hung my computer. Search for corresponding drivers. So obviously if that doesn't work, then you go to NVIDIA and search for the drivers. Then you download the driver. Then you install the driver. Now you can do that if you've got the app. Automatic driver updates, which is the NVIDIA app, which I have updated now, and I do have that. But trust me, I have done this, and my GPU is a NVIDIA GeForce 1080, and I know that for a fact. And I know that my drivers are correct. Oh, there it is. Can't see it for looking. Right, so let's do the app. See the app here? This is the thing that took me ages to do. If we go, and these are called Game Ready. I did have a Game Ready already, and it was obviously a year old. But drivers, we'll have a look, and you can see here the it's 581.80 and released Tuesday, November 4th, and obviously it's installed. What they're saying is that the driver is download 566.36, so that's an older driver. So this driver is the latest driver for my card, so it confirms that what I've got. I'm running Windows 10, Game Ready 581.80. It's an AMD Ryzen 7, 32 gigabytes with the card, the various screens there, the control panel, which obviously you can do all the settings and everything. We don't need to go in there really. Settings, what's on there? Nothing on there. Drivers, automatically download drivers. Well, I haven't got that set, so I'm going to set that so it will update as and when. So clearly the graphics card is better than what they're recommending, and also current. Obviously the problem is that when you run the video, so this is a latest one I've done, we'll load that and you can see what happens. Video, they're already set for proxy, and proxy is enabled, and this is obviously we can play.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. What about Friday, ham and
Oh, could do Friday. As you can hear, it's stuttering quite badly, and it didn't do that before. So it makes it very difficult to edit videos when you have, I have 42 days worth of videos to edit, and this is only day one, and I haven't even finished day one. So I don't really know what to do. Version number, which is 1.050, which we just installed, and model 14210, quite literally is the latest version they've just done. It's apparently there's a copy keyframe function, so if we add a keyframe, click on the keyframe, I presume it's a right click, copy keyframe, and then we can put it there, and we can paste keyframe. So that is actually quite useful. A lot of this stuff should already be here, but it's not. I am a little bit annoyed about this because I've got a whole list of stuff that doesn't work very well. I've written it all down, and I've just left a comment on the forum, DJI forum, about this video problem, and I put a screenshot in there. The problem is that I can't do any work on my videos because it just makes it impossible to do anything. So if they're going to do anything, they need to sort this out now. And what's really annoying me is it's not a new thing, because I'll rephrase that. It's a new thing because I've not had a problem before. My computer has not had a problem with the videos before now, so it's a new thing. I've got a few other things I'd like to talk about as far as stuff to improve. If we have a look at this sort of thing here, the issue that I find very annoying is selecting the keyframe animation. Now, if you can put a keyframe in, we go over here. So this is a keyframe I've just added. Now, when you click on the keyframe, you actually can then change the keyframe animation. So what you would have to do is add your keyframe. Now, if you're clicking on the actual line, then you can then select the animation. But if we I don't really want to play around with this video file, but I'm probably going to have to. So if I put this keyframe here and I change the angle, let's have it over there like that. Now, what it will do is it should turn, which it is, as you can see, very, very slowly. And what I'll do is I will move it closer so it's faster. So it should now just turn around as planned. But the problem is that I don't want it to do that. I want it to cut. So you need to change the keyframe animation by clicking none. Now it should actually see, it doesn't work because when you're here it will affect this bit. So in order to get this to work, you have to come into this line here, click on the line, and as you can see it's still linear. So if you click that, it will then work as planned. Change. Okay. As you can see, now what has changed is the line that's in front of it. So when I change this keyframe, it changed this bit up to here. Now, the good thing is that you can actually reverse this by Control Z, or you can just, you can't delete. You have to actually delete it using the delete key, which is interesting. I would have thought they would have put delete on the right menu because they've got copy paste but no delete. So that's another thing that they need to do with that. But if you put in a keyframe, so for example we're here and I want to turn 180, so obviously I'm going to put a keyframe in, boom, there, and then I'm going to change the angle. Oops, too far to there. But I then have to go back, click on the line, because if I don't, it won't work. Although it has there now put it as default. So whether that was a mistake, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Let me see, that bit there is, that's interesting. So that bit there is obviously normal, twisting around.
And maybe
very, very slow.
right.
Yeah, very slow. That's interesting. Let's try that again. So let's delete that. It's currently on there. Let's move it back a bit. So it's on linear. When it gets to here,
What about Friday and
Could do Friday.
you can probably hear reverb because I've got speakers on,
Friday.
and it changes. So that's interesting. Right, let's delete that. I don't know what's going on with that. Right, okay, let's put another keyframe in. Keyframe, it's default. So change that to none and move that around. So it should be when it gets to here. No, see that's not as I wanted. That is complete opposite to what I wanted because it's going to affect this part. Yeah, this part of it, not the previous part of it, because that will still be. Yeah, I thought so. So it's annoying. In order to get that to work properly, I need to go all the way back to the previous keyframe or the line in order to change that. So it would be probably more logical and easier that you put a keyframe in. Anything you do affects the previous section, not the next section. I don't know any other way of doing that. But there you go. Now, the other thing that really annoys me, if I can do a quick exit, I'll show you this because it's actually exceedingly annoying. So I'm going to load this in. Now you'll see that when you load it in, I'm not sure why that automatically played, but it did. But we can obviously put that down into the timeline. Now, first thing is, before you do anything, you might want to de-warp. So I'm going to de-warp that, but you need to put a keyframe, otherwise it doesn't save it. Right, so I'll put a keyframe in there. Now that's saved. Plus, of course, I want this to be facing me, so 180. And now the only problem is that it's free view, it's not direction lock. But that's annoying because what will happen now is if I select direction lock, I'll lose everything I've done so far. Boom. Right, so everything's gone. De-warp direction. Is that annoying or is that just me? I know that this is at the top and it's probably the first thing you need to do, but really, if I want this, I should be able to select this for all videos. Not every time. If I want direction lock, then I should be able to have a default option. It should be set for all videos. But when you select that, look, it's on preview. It's remembered that I de-warped that. What is that about? I don't know why. But anyway, so you have to do it again to get that to save. And of course keyframe as well in there. Now of course that will be saved. Now if you forget to do it, it's very, very annoying because you'll lose all of your keyframes that you've done, and basically you have to start again from scratch. What other notes did I have? Oh, 2 keyframes on the same spot. That was another one which was annoying. So if we have a keyframe, and I can do a second key. Okay, if I do a keyframe and then just move it slightly and keyframe, I get two on the same spot. Now they are really close. You can see that they are. Look, they are practically on top. So if you accidentally do what we did, which was just a few keyframes to the left or right, you'll end up with two, and you may not notice. Now, Insta Studio won't let you do that because they're too close. It tells you you cannot do it. So I think they need to do the same thing, because you end up with two, and obviously then if you try and do a keyframe, it will remove it, which is a weird sort of arrangement. Again, I think they should have delete keyframe on the keyframe menu. I want to be able to set this keyframe animation to none for everything before I start. So instead of having to go into the actual keyframe, keyframe animation. Right, that's interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. So if you put a keyframe in and you haven't got a keyframe after it, put a keyframe in there. Is that gonna? Come on. It's not letting me add a key. Oh, there we are. But when you're on this keyframe, you get the keyframe options come up, because there's a keyframe after it. If you haven't got the keyframe after that one, you don't get the options. And going on what I said before about you should be able to select any keyframe options for the item, for the gap between the current keyframe and the previous keyframe. It shouldn't be the other way around. So for me, I don't want to change this part of the keyframe, because if I add a keyframe, you just delete that keyframe. So I'm here and I want to be able to put a keyframe here, and I want to turn my camera around. It's gone a bit slow. Right, so there, it will put a keyframe in, but the keyframe options don't come up because there's no keyframes after it. So in order to change that, so it does not just turn, I want it to change immediately. I then have to do additional, click on the line to do that. It would be a lot better, as I said, that you add a keyframe, anything you do, it refers to the previous section, not the future section. So yeah, I don't know, these things are very minor, but they do help with workflow. And on a positive note, I do like the ability to be able to put all of your files, all of your video files on the timeline and do the whole thing in one go and then export it. Talking of which, on the export, make sure that you put this maximum, and this obviously they've changed this slightly, so they've got a speed priority. Yeah, noise reduction. I never use. I turn that off all the time. There is now apply to all. I'm not sure what that's for. name. I was putting a watermark. I see. So basically they want free advertising. Interesting. Would save me a lot of hassle though, because I do put the logo. Oh, top left, sorry, top left. I do put the logo on my video, so that's probably, yeah, I mean that would save me a little bit of time. But then the actual watermark will be on everything, including stuff that I don't put watermarks on. But if you make sure that you are the maximum, because there are low recommended to high, I get the best results from that maximum. Export, you can do, oh that's interesting, now they can do individual sections. So you would end up, if you've got more than one video in the timeline, you would end up with independent sections, which is useful, because one of the things that I don't like is having, when you do that with multiple videos in the timeline, you have to go and find the spot where it breaks, because you might not want to edit that, you might want to edit a little bit of it, and you might not be able to find that exact frame. What sometimes I did was put a black item in there, so like a graphic, just put a little black, like 1 second, so I can find the gap. But obviously clearly they've done that multiple segments, so that's a good thing. That's not too bad. I like that. Right, I hope that was useful for you. If you're experiencing the same issues, then please let me know. And also anything else that you want to see, because I mean this software could be good. It could be good, but at the moment they seem to have gone backwards. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a very good day, and I'll see you soon.